Welcome back, it's Lucy and Ellie from Roman Found, and here we are at Autumn Detectival 2023, where we've had a brilliant first start on the Roman.
But don't worry, because we still have a whole day of digging left, and we have our hopes and dreams set on some more silver to finish off the finds tin.
Do we stick it out on this Roman hot zone we've discovered on day one, or try a new field for hopes of a different period in history? Join us to find out.
We've already had a lovely barbarous radia, a Gloria Exorcistivus of Constantine II, a cheeky bust from the House of Constantine, a mystery artefact, and a half-cut short cross of King John. But the day isn't over yet, and neither is the weekend. So let's get straight back into it. We left you hanging last time with the discovery of possibly the best Roman coin of the entire weekend.
If you've ever found Roman coins, then you know that you have to dig dozens to get that very special one. These coins have been in the ground almost 2,000 years, and the soil often isn't very kind to them. Most of the time, identification can be a chore, as you have to practice the art of squinting and imagining what should have been there. But sometimes they come up like this.
Looks like there's some nice detail on it. I think. Should give her a little spritz, shall we?
Yeah.
It's a lot of Romans.
Wow.
Look
oh
at
my
him.
god.
Now that's what you call a
wow,
Roman.
Wow. That is special.
That's a really special coin. All the detail on that.
Oh my gosh.
Like that is...
Wow.
That's something special. When you think about Roman, that's a Roman. And that's the best Roman we've had all day.
Yeah, that's stunner.
Look at that. You don't get crisper
That was
than
worth
that.
the siesta.
That's why it's always worth having a little siesta.
This stunning phallus is minted under the Roman Emperor Licinius I, with a very popular reverse type of the Genio Pop ROM, and dates from 313 to 316 AD, around 1,700 years old, and it's looking like the day it was dropped. The most fascinating tale that this coin has to tell us is all about Licinius himself, who was actually the son of a peasant. So just how did he become ruler of the Roman Empire? Well, Licinius was clever and befriended Emperor Galerius as he rose through the ranks of the Roman military. He had exemplary performance in the military, being awarded his own military command, and at the Conference of Carnuntum in 308 AD was suddenly raised to the rank of emperor and granted his own territories. All that really earned Licinius the throne was his friendship to Galerius, and during his reign he continuously found himself at war with Constantine I, even after trying to cement his position by marrying Constantine's sister. But alas, Licinius was unfaithful in his marriage, and thus resulted in a battle between the two emperors.
Oh, there she is. Look at that. Just chilling in there. Is that Roman number 7? Roman number 8? So.
We've had Romans of all shapes and sizes appear from this one location, which is something that is incredibly common for Roman sites, and especially ones that date to the later 3rd and 4th centuries. But why?
Known as Constantinian bronzes, the currency that comes from this period has greatly suffered under economic pressures, experiencing almost constant inflation, debasement and currency reforms. Of course, there are also a lot of contemporary forgeries like the barbarous radiates that we've found that appear in the mix too. The Roman monetary system is essentially collapsing. Coins are becoming increasingly smaller and smaller and bear less and less value, and it's really just a whole mess. This rather large growth will come from the earlier period of this time, where the economy was slightly more stable than the period of the tiny ones that is joining in the finds tin.
What have we got, Ellie?
That looks like big old musket ball to me. Look at that.
Is that our 3rd one of the day?
3rd one of the day. So that's going pretty well, that. Same marks as the other one. Rifling marks down it, look. It's a big calibre, that.
Yeah.
That would have hurt.
Beast.
That would have been a beast.
Find of the day.
You know, in my bag. She robbed me, she did. Wrestled me to the floor and that was it, gone.
Keep us finding Romans.
Crazy signal, could be a musket ball. What we got, Ellie?
This one's been fired. Look at
That
that.
is so cool.
That is cool, isn't it?
I like that one.
Very cool.
How often can you say that you've found something that can only be found in your own country? 1617. That's stunning.
Isn't it beautiful? So beautiful.
This is our very first Roman catchplate, an object that is usually the pin rest from a Roman brooch, and not just any old Roman brooch, but the unique and exclusive to Britain trumpet brooch dating from the 1st to 2nd centuries. Identified by its straight leg and solid catchplate, the trumpet brooch is an important example and evidence of the blending of two cultures following the Roman invasion of Britain, the native British Iron Age and the Romans. Here in Britain, the Romano-British society developed, a unique situation where the pre-existing cultural influences shaped the Roman society that grew up here. This can be seen in the trumpet brooch, as British craftsmen took the Roman fibula and made it their own, by opening out the head of the bow to hide and protect the pin-spring mechanism from sight, creating a unique form that's not found anywhere else.
Door number? That's a little block to me. That little guy.
Nice.
See if there's any detail left on it. Looks like a little bit.
Oh yeah?
Does it look like a little bit? Oh, strange what's on there. A little bit of something, not too sure what. Maybe the ghost of the head on here.
Oh yeah. We thought our 8th Roman grot making it into the finds tin would be our final find of the day. It's gotten far too hot in the late afternoon sun, so it's time to return to base camp with our full finds tin.
But waiting for our ride in the shade of the tree avenue that runs down the edge of the field, Lucy can't seem to sit still, and with renewed shaded energy starts searching the grasses.
She never stops.
Woo!
Bit of spending money for later.
Hell yeah! Cool. That's so funny. We couldn't be more pleased with our Roman haul from Field 41. We've had a Roman found first and some coins with beautiful detail and history behind them. We can't wait to see what we find tomorrow to add to our detectival collection.
If you're loving our digging adventures, please remember to hit that subscribe button and follow our channel. Hitching a ride back to the main arena, there's only 2 things required after a hard slog out in the fields: a cold, freshly pulled pint and a hot, freshly toasted Cuban sandwich. The Hot Rocket food van serving these Cuban delicacies is a brand new addition to the arena this year, and we will 100% be putting our petition in for their continued booking. This mustardy, pickly, cheesy, pulled pork and smoked ham-filled delight was everything that we needed. It earns a Roman found digging scran rating of 15 out of 10.
Tonight's entertainment kicked off with every detectorist's favourite, the raffle, hosted by Helen and Searcher Dan, and the chance for some lucky contestants to walk away with a brand new, top-of-the-line machine.
With everyone returning from the fields, Saturday evening is the evening for sharing and recording finds, so we head on over to the finds recording tent, bumping into Silver Boy metal detector who has had quite the day on the Roman.
A small siesta back at the digging palace later, and Saturday evening is in full swing. It's Searcher Dan's birthday tonight, so that means only one thing: lots of booze and bad singing and dancing incoming. Can you tell the Magic Teapot is our new favourite spot? Base camp is looking rather miserable this morning with heavy rain overnight, but it's welcome. Anything to bring this heat down.
From all of the discussions around the campfire last night, word of the Roman hot zone in Field 41 has thoroughly got out. It seems like all 2,000 detectives will be headed there today, so Roman found certainly won't be. With everybody focusing their efforts into 41, we'll spin our luck again and pick a new, hopefully rather empty field to potter in.
Getting ourselves organised, we head straight out, catching the tractor shuttle this time and making the most of the ride down to save our weary legs.
From our recon trip to the finds recording tent, Field 39 is looking rather promising. It's not too far from the Roman activity in Field 41 and has had several nice finds out of it, from Roman coins, medieval hammers and even some gold. There's also rumours of an ancient trackway cutting across and a sunken village on one side. Worth a shot, and we're hoping for silver today.
Not quite the most brilliant news upon arrival at Field 39, with a report of a possible ordnance discovery on the far corner. Thankfully, it's a large field, and after this news we will most certainly be sticking to this side of the field.
Little number. First find of the day, look. Musket ball. Woohoo! Bring them in.
Possibly the most common find of the weekend for every metal detectorist who has set foot onto the Badminton estate appears a musket ball.
We've already learned a little bit about the stories that can be revealed to us by the musket ball's marks and qualities, but the weight can tell us a lot too, as it identifies them as coming from 18th century muskets and carbines and the peak of the fox hunting era here at Badminton, as it was in 1762 that Henry Somerset, the 5th Duke of Beaufort, decided to focus on fox hunting after an unsuccessful day hunting deer. From that point on, the Dukes of Beaufort have participated in the hunt, often acting as master of the hunt.
Just picked up this really nice bit of rim.
We've started to spot a good sign of activity on this bankside as we both start picking up pieces of late medieval and Tudor pottery, and it's not too long before a sweet signal comes up either.
9, 10. Where is it?
What is that?
What is that?
That's hammered.
Yeah.
It looks like a Tudor style one, look. That's hammered.
Nice.
For sure.
I like this spot here. Let's keep looking.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, it isn't in the best of condition, but this is certainly a Tudor half-groat or sixpence fragment, and bearing the royal shield upon its reverse is from the period of Henry VII to Elizabeth I, dating it from 1485 to 1603 AD. This fragment comes from a very different period to the era we were unearthing yesterday, the era of the Tudors, a time that began as Henry Tudor defeated Richard III at the Battle of Bosworth, ending the Wars of the Roses and bringing much-needed peace to the country. The medieval period was over, and Henry, now crowned Henry VII, was keen to convey his power over his new kingdom and set out changing the currency. He introduced several high-profile coins into English currency, changed the design to include the royal shield on the reverse that you can see on this fragment, and featured a more realistic profile of the reigning monarch, moving away from the abstract image that was typical of medieval coinage. This change proved revolutionary in terms of English coin design and signalled a shift towards more realistic coin portraiture thereafter.
Ooh.
Is that an artifact?
Oh, looks like an artifact. Could be a strap end, do you think? Let's have a look. You see it's got a hole
Oh yeah.
that side? So it's still kind of fastener. It's a little artifact for sure. Probably medieval. You know what they're like.
Cool.
When on a big group dig like this one, a marshal whipping across the field in a gaiter with red and white tape trailing out the back of it normally means one of two things. Either a hoard has been discovered and an exclusion zone is being laid out, or a very different type of exclusion zone is laid out in preparation for the arrival of a rather specialised police unit. We can't actually say which one is more common, but thankfully this alarm turned out to be a buried gas canister.
13, 14. Sounds good.
What's that, look? That's definitely a
Something.
little glimmer in there, look. Is it cut half? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, nice.
Fucking in the business.
Have we discovered a silver hotspot here? This is a medieval Henry III voided long cross half cut that dates from 1247 to 1279 AD and is the next era of coinage to come after the short cross which we discovered yesterday.
Look at his face. I love it when they cut straight down the centre like that.
Yeah.
Very nice, that.
Woohoo, on fire. Let's keep going.
The condition of the money circulating in England in the 1240s was probably as bad as it had ever been, as a high proportion of the short cross coins were badly worn, but more significantly many were also clipped, an illegal practice where unscrupulous individuals would clip and melt down slivers of metal from around the coin's edge and profit by selling the silver. In order to thwart these clippers, it was decided that these new voided long cross coins would carry a design in which the reverse cross would extend to the edge. If any of the 4 cross ends were removed, the coin would be deemed illegal.
Ooh, good start to the day.
Chuffed.
These coins were also the last to bear the Moneyer's name, and we've managed to work out ours here. Our cut half was minted by Gilbert at the Canterbury Mint. Canterbury was one of the permanent mints in operation at this time, and to be able to connect a find back to the name of a person from the past blows our mind every time.
We seem to have found a small medieval and Tudor hotspot here with double silver coming up over this bankside. Immediately we know to slow right down and go back and forth over this area, working hard and digging everything to see just what else is hiding here. Like yesterday, we're hardly moving across the field and it seems to be working for us.
Good 19. Another musket ball.
There are beasts as well here.
Woo.
Big ones.
So I was just detecting over there, and looks like I got me a little Roman.
Woohoo.
Can't really see much on it yet, but
It's
we
a
can
bit
wash it off.
cloudy, but that's something.
Yeah, amazing. I'm happy with it. So second one of the trip.
Yeah.
We're having a good day. You
Brilliant.
guys got hammers, and now we're on some Roman.
Something sounds pretty good down there.
Oh, what's that? Look.
Yeah.
There. Oh, no.
Oh, the ring pull.
No.
Said maybe too good.
Too good. Way too good.
Detectival is a place where detectives from all over the world come together, and Matt, one of our good friends from overseas, has come over to show us his finds. He's just pulled up a ring and he's already had quite the find today. This is a stunning example of a medieval jeton that has been turned into a piece of jewellery, a brooch, a fantastic piece of history and one that you don't see often.
Woohoo!
That was just a joke.
Does anybody else have spooky things happen to them? As with most group digs, half our time in the fields is spent guessing, and we were literally just having a chat about how we'd love to find more groats and half groats stood right on top of this signal. Did we manifest this?
That's a big log that. Should we get it cleaned? See what we got? Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Oh, nice details on that. Is that a little? Is it Henry?
Oh my god, it is. Wow.
What perler? That is nice. That.
Far out. Good. I can't believe that. We were just standing over this hole chatting to someone.
Gossiping. We were just gossiping about all the finds. Bloody hell. That is a.
Because this signal is none other than a half-groat, and whilst we were first fooled by the bust of Henry VIII appearing here, this is actually a much rarer Edward VI half-groat struck at the Canterbury Mint in 1547 to 1551 AD, but under the name and portrait of his father, Henry VIII. Only our third ever half-groat dug to date. Immediately we wanted to know why such a coinage oddity existed, and a little dig into the history soon revealed all. You see, Edward VI was Henry VIII's desperately longed-for male heir from his third wife Jane Seymour, and he was only 10 when he ascended to the English throne, and very sickly as well, only lasting 6 years before he died young. Edward's extreme youth ensured that his reign would not immediately be his own, and a regency council of Henry's most trusted advisors ruled on his behalf. So why put Henry on the coins? Well, in his late years, Henry confronted the financial difficulties he caused by wars by issuing a large quantity of debased silver coins with a very low weight and limited silver content. This was a huge problem, and one that the council did not want to taint the reputation of the new young king, so decided to continue minting the image of Henry for 4 more years whilst the quality of the coinage was restored, leaving the blame on the deceased king and preserving Edward's image.
So that's triple silver today to add to the Roman finds 10, and what a final find, ending on a high.
Catching the tractor back to the main arena, it's been a really good weekend for Roman Found, and not just on the finds front. It's always the best catching up with friends and the amazing team at LP Metal Detecting, as well as our affiliate family. We seem to pick the right fields and worked hard to eke out those finds. Thank you, Autumn Detectival, we're looking forward to the next one already.
If you've seen the full finds 10 but didn't catch day 1 of Detectival, then be sure to check out our previous video where we're very much on the Roman. And don't forget to check out our online store for all the latest Roman found drops. Thanks for watching!